Witte-Meredith. This is my Unit 4 assignment for Data 625 Data Visualization with Professor Ken Chang at UMGC. This assignment seeks to answer one main question. Has federal minimum wage kept up with the cost of living? The short answer is no, but let's take a look at the data and see what it shows. Our first figure shows minimum wage over time. You can see from 1950 all the way up to 2024. Federal minimum wage increases slowly over time in kind of a stair-step pattern, with periods where there is no increase, especially in 2009. We have a period of about 15 years of no growth. It's only been raised 29 times in the last 76 years, so not really consistent. As we look at this part right here, the Tableau forecast, we can see that there is potential for minimum wage to increase. However, using the confidence interval, it's also possible that federal minimum wage stays the same even through 2030. Let's take a look at our next figure here. All right. So as we look and see the blue line being the increase in federal minimum wage, the orange graph here is showing the real minimum wage, or the money adjusted for 2024 dollars using the consumer price index. So even though it looks like minimum wage is increasing over time, which it is, the amount of money that it actually is worth in relation to goods is not as much as it was even back here. So if we look at 1968, you could get more for your money, almost twice as much as today's minimum wage, even though you were only making $1.60. Crazy that $1.60 could buy you twice what $7.25 will get you in today's money. Quite an illusion. So let's take a look at the unemployment rate. So this graph shows the unemployment rate over the same period of time. You'll notice that there are three major spikes in recent history. We've got the financial crisis in 1982, the 2009 housing crisis, which was also the last time minimum wage increased, and COVID. I think it's important to note that when minimum wage was last increased, we do see a decrease in unemployment all the way up to the period of COVID. This threshold here is 4%, which is generally regarded as fully employed. But we did not see an increase in minimum wage consistently over this time. We just have this most recent increase and the change that it created. Let's take a look at our next figure. This represents GDP growth from 1950 to 2024. And you can see that the US economy has pretty consistently been growing. As long as we're above zero, we're growing. There are three major periods, which we highlighted in the last figure, that indicate some of the low points. But the key takeaway here is that economic growth alone has not translated into higher wages for lowest paid workers. The economy grew, but minimum wage did not share that growth. So taking a look at our last figure here, you can see this is a highlight of all of the decades with 1968 included because it was the high point, and 2024 being the most recent data. So here at 725, we can see it's roughly half of what it was worth in 1968. Things have taken kind of a decline since then. So each decade you can see things just kind of get worse. But this is the clearest visual summary of the entire story. So, what can we conclude? Federal minimum wage of $7.25 is worth 50% less than it was in 1968. And as we said, Tableau forecasts that there could be no change through 2030 without legislative intervention. I believe that workers deserve a wage floor that keeps up with the economy they helped to build. But it's very clear that as our economy has grown, the wages have not kept up to match. Here are my references. Thank you for watching.